Hi, I'm Laurie Wheeler. I'm a transformational holistic practitioner. One of the aspects that I work in is reading energy. I have been a receptor of energy for most of my life, and I want to say that across the veil, the other side has really taught me how to do this throughout most of my life. So I have been reading energy, like I say, for a long time, and what is important with that is also hearing the information that needs to be communicated to us. And so I've started this insightful information that's coming in as downloads. It comes in every day, but I'm now hearing sort of a monthly, what I'll call monthly forecast, and I just did one for the year. So I wanted to bring to you today a little bit of information for the month of March. Now, the reason that I'm going to read some of it is it comes in a certain way in their words. And who are they? I'll mention to you who they are. They come from the emissaries of light, they're known as, and they're a large consciousness, a very large consciousness. And one particular type of consciousness that comes forward, it gives me a name, and its name is Megalythicon. And so you can imagine it's a massive consciousness just by its name. It's been with me for a long time now, and so like I say, I'd like to share with you today for the month of March what I'm hearing. I, of course, will be bringing more information throughout the month and all, but this is sort of an overall tone of what I'm understanding. And again, I'm reading from their words, which may not always be my words. So it always begins by addressing me. Hello, dear one, we are here to serve you. And they're here to answer questions. And so in the month of March, it begins by telling me that it's unfolding the present day upheavals. The understanding for this month is to actually listen and follow the signs that are before us. So in other words, like, take a pulse of what's going on around you. It doesn't mean to get caught up in it. And so one of my favorite sayings, and I'm sure you've heard this elsewhere, we are of the earth and what is going on. We are in the earth, but we are not of it. In other words, what that means is that we don't have to become like the rest of it, but we do exist along with it. And so there's definitely a difference when you really kind of allow yourself to think into that. So one of the main points that Megalythicon says here is that don't put your head in the sand because you don't want to see what's going on around you. So oftentimes things are difficult to watch, and I'll liken it to what's going on with Russia at this moment. It's a tough nut to swallow, it really is, but to understand that everything has its purpose. So if we can step back and come back from that understanding that everything is purposeful. So what is the purpose of this? Well, we may not really understand all of the purpose until it completely unfolds. Hence, hindsight is 20/20. Then we begin to see more of it. But as we're walking through it, the guidance is don't put your head in the sand. Don't turn away. Know what's going on, but you don't have to be of that. You don't have to take it on and own it as your own. You can watch it, observe it, know what's happening, because it's providing opportunity for more people to become aware of their surroundings, also to get here, right now, in the moment, understand in a deep way what's really going on. And not understand it from the brain, but have a sense and understanding within your sense of things. Step back, breathe in for a few moments. Take it in and get a sense of it rather than look at it through your mind, because the mind is going to bring in all of the fears and the anger and sadness and upsetment that may be going on for all of us right at this moment. So it says, listen to the voice within when you do that. Breathe in, take a step back, and just allow yourself to hear what's going on deep within yourself. Okay. Be discerning of when to act and when not to act. And it says, hear and observe, because the tides are shifting. And I think that's not news to anybody at this point. They've been shifting. So he says, Megalythicon says, you are on the precipice of a very large change in the lives of all people. So that means globally. And the change, there's change, and along with the change, there's going to be destruction of the old ways and bringing in new. It's going to usher in some new. And so this month, we've got some real intensive opportunities with this. And so we can be very fearful, or we can look at it, from another viewpoint, how to observe it and say, this is what's really happening. So let me change my fear and let me adjust so that I know there is a really good purpose in this, so that we can bring the light in and anchor the light in. And then he says, hold on to your hats, as you will be going for a tough ride. So there are some tough times, and I think we're going to have some movement like this month. But it doesn't mean that you can't do this. You can do this. So I'm going to liken it to this. This is a pretty kind of a similarity. Some years ago, my whole family, have 4 children, my husband, a couple friends, my brother, bunch of us, we got into one of those big rafts and went whitewater rafting. And we had a really great guide. His name was the Fonz. That's the name he gave himself. And he was our guide, okay? So we're all in this, got our helmets on and everything, and we're going to go for a ride. And he just put it so eloquently. As we're starting out, it's nice and smooth and calm, okay? And he says, well, now we're coming into a little bit of rocky waters, and there's a squall up ahead. And now a squall is the movement, intense movement of a body of water, right? So he poses the question, so how do you want to come upon this? Do you want to go around it and kind of take the safer side, or do you want to go in it? Do you want to go for the ride? And of course everybody in the boat says, yeah, we want to go for the ride. Well, we went for the ride, and we were actually on the cover of the magazine for that particular rafting company, because we were like at an angle like this. And I can tell you, I was at the back end, so I was in the water pretty much immersed, but we had the time of our life. So how I liken that to this right now is that we're going for the ride, and that's already kind of been determined, but it's how you go for the ride and what's your takeaway on all of it. And so this is what's really important in this time, is to understand that, everybody that's here right now on the earth, we've all decided to be here on this earth at this moment. We contracted it between lives. So if there are people that are making the choice that they don't want to be here, they're either leaving or they're going to fight it. And honestly, when you go with it, it's a much different experience than when you fight and resist it. So my suggestion, and I believe this comes through in Mega's information also of what I've heard, is that go with it. You must go with it, but you're not of it. So we're not like that, which is controlling and creating the havoc, so to speak, that's going on. But that has to be adjusted before we can continue to move forward, those of us that choose to want to have peace, choose to want to have love, choose to care for our fellow man, choose to make a difference in the earth and not destroy the earth, but work in harmony with the earth. So he talks about the gate is open and the light is pouring in, and as things ramp up, more gets chaotic. And he also says people are scrambling to hold on to what they know that is familiar, but to let go and just flow with it. This brings about the change. When we want to hold, we want to control. To let go means to move. It's like a dance, so we must let go. And this month is very important to do that. It will also, this month, be helping to wake more people as things are happening globally. He talks about it's very beneficial, and what he suggests is that we come together, those of us that see things in a like-minded way. We need to support each other. We need to be here for each other, talking to each other. Come together in groups and share our stories, share our concerns about things. Two heads are better than one. And also, as we get pieces through our higher self, we can share that amongst each other too. And we send out a vibration that is very strong. And I can share many stories that prove that to actually happen. And I've seen the results of that. And I may share that in a future YouTube happening. But for right now, I'd like to do just a little meditation with you for a moment. So I'd like for everybody to close their eyes for just a moment. And I want you to just take a breath in. And we're going to bring in the light from Source, that divine light that comes in. And you're going to see it come in right to the top. You're just going to pull it in. It's a beam of light, comes in to the crown chakra. It's going to come in, and we're going to open up the chakras. So it's coming in through the top of your head. It's going to come to your third eye, so you're going to open that up for yourself. And it's going to come into the throat, and then it's going to come into the heart. We're going to just open all of this up. And then it's going to come into the solar plexus, and then the abdominal area, and then the first chakra all the way. Okay. And now as they're beginning to spin, you're opening them up. You're going to bring this light all the way down through. And you're going to feel it. It's coming down through your feet. And your feet, it's going to open the energy centers at the bottoms of your feet. It's going to go all the way down into Mother Earth, right down into the core. And breathe that in. And as you breathe it in, you can feel Mother Earth and the pulse, and you bring her energy into you. She knows best what she needs right now, and you want to connect with that energy. And as you bring that in, pull it up through yourself, bring it back in through your feet and up through your legs, through the first chakra, second, third solar plexus. When you make it to the heart, now the heart, you want to take the heart for a moment, and you want to feel the heart's energy. And now what we're going to do is expand it. Just expand it. Allow it to open, and allow yourself to feel that. You feel it as it's opening. You can feel it. You can see it in your mind's eye, in your third eye. You just feel it, just allowing it to get expansive. All that energy, all of that energy, all the energy that comes from Source, or from Mother Earth, and it's helping to open your energy. Just allow it to continue to open and open. It becomes expansive. All of you are becoming expansive. And you could just stay in this for a while. It just feels so good to be there. Just allowing yourself to feel and be. No worries, no thoughts, just expansion. And you can allow that energy to continue to rise up into your throat. Allow it to be your voice, your will. And into your third eye, how you choose to see the truth. And through the crown chakra, and out and up. And just be with it for a moment. As it feels delicious. It feels so good. This is where we need to be. This is how we need to see things, to vibrate with the proper frequencies of high energy. And just feel that for a moment. And know that it feels good. And know that you are connected. So I want to thank you for coming in today to listen. Don't you feel a little bit better? Just for a few moments. And you can continue this. You can do this every day. You can do it several times a day. When you need to, just take a few moments. That's all. Doesn't matter if you're at work or you're at home or what's going on. If you're feeling concerned or kind of chaotic because of what's around you, don't forget all the energies that are going on around you that are pouring in. I call it a big cha-ching pot. It's all pouring in, worries, fear, and all that. So let's put in the positive. Let's put in what we know as it comes in, and we connect with Mother Earth, and it comes through us, and we're experiencing it right at this moment. We're in control of that. Thanks for joining me today. I'll be back real soon. And if you are looking for some extra help, my company is Wellness Within. I'm Laurie Wheeler. I'd love to help. I'd love to bring you along if you need some help with that. Thanks again for joining me. Take care till the next time. As they say in Hawaii, a hui ho, till we meet again.